Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Candace Inks and Anchors. Today we're going to try some new inks that Wearingeul kindly sent to me, along with some of their papers and swatching cards. We're going to be testing 5 new inks. They are the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde ink that comes in this box, Robinson Crusoe, Hemedal, and Don Quixote. Also, as I mentioned, we're going to be using some of their sampling cards that they sent. Look at this dog sampling card, isn't that cute? I haven't used these before, but I am very much looking forward to trying them. There are also 2 other ones that they sent, but I won't be using those today. I'll also be trying out this paper that they sent. It's called Impressions, and it's 101 GSM paper. It's loose leaf, as well as this notebook, which is called Noble, N-O-B-I-L-E, not really sure the pronunciation. That's a notebook in grid form, so that's the blank paper, and here's the notebook. And some of the tools that I'll be using will also be this endless paper called Regalia. So it's Regalia paper by Endless Company, this Cosmo Airlight 75 GSM paper, and I had some Tomoe River paper as well. First thing we're going to do is look at this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde ink set. I actually only wanted the Mr. Hyde ink, but I was told that I needed to get the whole set. I didn't realize you had to buy the set. I thought you could buy them separately. But of course, the whole idea with this is that you change your Dr. Jekyll ink into Mr. Hyde by adding this changing formula. So both inks you'll see has the same label, but the one on the right, see that little tab here? It means that you can change the name of the ink once you add this changing formula. So it's kind of a fun thing to do. Now they give you this syringe that you can use to carefully put the changing formula into the ink, but I think I'm just going to live dangerously today, and I think I'm just going to pour it right in. They give you 8 milliliters of the changing formula, which is exactly the amount you need to use. So I'll just go ahead and pour it. There we go. And that wasn't too bad. I didn't spill anything, which, you know, is kind of surprising. So I think I'm just gonna put this aside, and we will just shake it very gently, roll it around, and I think I'll just leave it for a little bit and let that, I don't know, marinate. There aren't any specific instructions, so I think that's fine. You can use it right away, but I'll just leave it. But let's not forget to take off this label, and voila, there is the Edward Hyde ink. Okay. I think we will start doing some swatching of these inks, and we'll start with the Edward Hyde and the Dr. Jekyll and Edward Hyde ink. But here is the Cosmo Airlight, Tomoe River, the ink swatch cards that I got, the Endless Recorder paper, and this is the 2 Wearingeul papers that were sent with the inks. And I'm going to swatch all of them on all these papers so you can enjoy how each ink performs on each of these papers. I'll be using these tools to swatch inks. This is my River City Pen Company nib holder made out of Turnt Penco's material called Georgia Dusk. Beautiful material. I love the colors on this. And I'm using a Kakamori nib with that. It's a brass nib, which I enjoy using for ink sampling, I'll also be using a water brush to see the chromatography of the inks, and I will start using this. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to use it throughout the video, but this is my Sailor Hokoro nib. Wonderful for traveling. The nib just fits securely in the barrel. You take it and flip it around, and you have your nib to use. This one is a Fude nib. These are wonderful tools. They're portable, and they have a feed which holds a lot of inks, but also you can, when you clean it, it cleans out very easily. So those are the tools I'll be using. And we're going to start with the puppy dog cards because they are so cute. And you will hear me say that probably every time that I swatch using these cards because they are so cute. I'm just going to let you enjoy the music as I swatch these inks. And then we'll come back and take a look at all of them on all the papers that we use. So here we are, I've swatched all the papers, and this ink turned out to be quite lovely. I'm not a huge fan of red inks, but this is a burgundy leaning ink, and I do find it to be quite enjoyable, and I'm very happy to be adding it to my collection. It seems to stay red and not brown. I do not enjoy brown inks, like traditional brown inks, generally speaking, but this I find to be a nice shade of red. So I'm very happy that I was so-called forced to get this one in addition to the Edward Hyde ink. I have to say I really, really like this Edward Hyde ink. It's very dark, in a fine nib, I would imagine, and there is a green sheen to it, which I will show you once everything's dried. But the chroma shading is beautiful, and I expect if you use a drier nib that you'll see some of the lighter shades of the ink come through. I am very, very pleased with this one. So here are all the swatch cards of the 5 inks that we just did. I must say I am very pleased with my choices. Like I said, the red is beautiful. This Edward Hyde ink shows wonderful chroma shading. I have to blot these inks. The shiny part where the dog is, I wasn't careful when I swatched, and some of the droplets are on the shiny part, which means that they don't really dry. So anyway, first time using the cards, I'll be careful next time. But I thought I'd hold these up a little closer so you can see the wonderful colors. Really like this brown tone, light brown though, not regular brown. And this orange is beautiful. It's very, very bright. I don't think I have anything quite that bright in my collection. And this turquoisey ink, the Robinson Crusoe, has a green undertone that's just gorgeous. Here is the endless paper. The colors show very well with this endless paper. I really enjoy using this pad as my daily to-do list. Here you can see the sheen a bit on the paper with the Edward Hyde ink. There is bleed through on this paper though, so I would only use the one side, but it's very handy to have that pad by my desk. And here's trusty old Tomoe River paper. I do note that typical with Tomoe, some of the colors are not as vibrant, like that orange doesn't turn out to be quite as vibrant, but you do see the sheening, see the green sheening on the Edward Hyde ink. Wonderful for that. So Tomoe's great for sheen, great for shading, not as good for making the colors vibrant. And I find that for that, that tends to be the strength of Cosmo Airlight, and as well as this paper that was provided by Wearingeul called Impression. It's wonderful thick paper, I think artist grade paper. So there's no show through on the back, which is wonderful. This is the Cosmo Airlight. Like I said, the shows a sheening, and I find the colors to be more vibrant with Cosmo. Really enjoyed using that. All these colors are really quite wonderful. And here we have the notebook that came. Noble, I think is what I'm going to call it, Noble notebook. And you don't see the sheen as much on this, but the colors are quite bright. So you can see no bleed through either. So very, very fountain pen friendly. That's it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.